verse Philippians 2, verse 3 and 4 for quite a while now. And what are a few things that you guys have learned from those verses?
Show hands.
Yes?
Come on, guys. You should think about others like before yourself.
Yes.
Anything else? One more hand. No, one more hand.
Right. So yeah, one of the main things is to not do things out of selfish ambition, and that means making sure that your motives are correct and looking to glorify God and not yourself.
Amen.
So speaking of fleshly desires, speaking of selfish ambition, this is also linked to fleshly desires, which Amanda is going to elaborate more on.
Okay, so I'm just gonna explain the
Difference between
flesh and the spirit. Basically, the flesh is anything that your body wants, not only to needing to eat, do, and sleep, but also what the body desires to do, and what is not of God. For example, lust or greed or anything that's not of God. And the spirit is things of God.
Alright, so okay, I don't know if anyone brought their Bibles, but we're going to look to Romans 8, verse 5.
Look at Jordan. He feels nice behind there. Alright, I got my Bible.
Don't worry, I'll get you in there soon.
Romans 5, verse 8.
Romans 5. That's on the camera.
Don't worry, I get you.
Alright, Romans 8, verse 5.
Do you guys find the raise your hand?
That's Romans 8, verse 5 to 8.
You guys find it?
Romans 5.
Romans 8, verse 5.
Romans 8,
And it.
verse 5.
For those who are according to the flesh set their minds on the things of the flesh, but those who are according to the Spirit, the things of the Spirit. And those who are in the flesh cannot please God.
So now I'm going to read some definitions that I found in the Bible. To walk according to the flesh is to follow the sinful desires of one's old life. The spirit involves holiness not only in actions and words, but also in the thoughts that fill our minds each and every day.
So in Romans 8, verse 8, it basically talks about how you can please God in the flesh, meaning that you cannot worship Him in the flesh but in the spirit. In the Bible, it has different definitions of worship. One of the definitions were to bow down. It says in Psalms 95, verse 6, "Come, let us bow down and worship." Another definition of worship is to worship and praise someone who is worthy. And in the Bible, it clearly teaches that God is the only one who's worthy of all worship and praise. Amen. And it says that in Psalms 96, verse 2.
Psalm 96, verse 2. Sing to the Lord, bless His name, proclaim good tidings of His salvation from day to day. So, usually when we like someone, we like to be around them for a long time, and most times we don't really want to leave where they are. And that's kind of the same thing as when we are in God's presence. When we're in God's presence, we don't want to leave His presence. Like many people, everyone has like a void that needs to be fulfilled within them. And many of us go to like the worldly things to fill that void, whether it be, drinking, smoking, just worldly things. And people keep going back to those things because they're not getting a lasting fulfillment. But once you're in God's presence and you spend time with God, when you leave His presence, you have a sense of fulfillment. You don't feel like, yes, you want to go back after a while, but you don't feel empty once you leave His presence.
I forgot to give an example about the flesh and the spirit. So basically, this morning, this really spoke to my spirit how when we came, when we came in and we were still worshiping in the Word, it really spoke to my spirit when Mr. Lucy was about to do the Word and how most of us were all sleepy. How most of us were really sleepy, and basically we were struggling to try to stay up to listen to His Word, and that's basically our flesh. So I'm trying to say basically that we should try to fight our flesh by staying awake and listening to the word of what He's saying instead of trying to just let it.
Not trying, because the spirit and the flesh war against each other. When one is weaker than the other, it doesn't work out. You have to be equally strong both in spirit and the flesh on the heart. Your spirit should be stronger, because your spirit's what's supposed to be overtaking your flesh. And so this morning, our spirit and our flesh were running against each other, and it seemed like the flesh was winning because some of us were falling asleep. And that was the example that I was trying to get out. All right, so now we're going to get into worship. Wait, is there anything that anyone would like to say or anything that anyone got from this communication?
One show of hands. Were you there?
I didn't really know about the battle between the flesh. Oh, it's just cool to see that our fellow youths are doing this in front of us because right now I'm not there yet. so seeing this is really motivating me.
Anybody else? Let's share with us. All right, we're going to go into worship.